Okay, today's video is going to be a pretty simple one. Let's look over 10 players who you probably forgot are still playing. Now, I believe that everyone will probably know that one or two of these guys are still playing, but I think I'll catch you out with at least 5 or 6. Okay, number 1, Mohamed Elneny. Mohamed Elneny's best known for his time at Arsenal. He made over 150 appearances for Arsenal, joining in 2016 from Swiss club Basel. In 2019 he took a year loan at Besiktas, and in 2024 he left the club on a free. At 32 years of age, he is still playing. He's currently out in the United Arab Emirates playing for Al Jazeera. As of right now, he's only played 4 times for the club, but he has made an assist already. You can't really blame players at that age for choosing to go out to these kinds of places where they'll earn a lot more money than what they would if they were perhaps to go back to their home region. But an interesting one to know, because I feel like Mohamed Elneny, especially over the last few years, has really flown under the radar. Number 2, Luka Milivojevic. Milivojevic is best known for his time at Crystal Palace. However, the first notable team that he came through at was Red Star Belgrade. He spent 1 year there before spending a year at Anderlecht and then 3 years at Olympiacos. In 2017 he signed for Crystal Palace, and this guy for me goes down as one of those Barclays players. Never at a big club, but this guy was brilliant from a dead ball. In 2023 he left the club after 7 years at Crystal Palace. He now also plays out in the United Arab Emirates for Shabab Al Ahly. Going into his second season with the club, he's currently made 31 appearances for them, and again, at 33 years of age, you can't really fault the old Serbian for choosing to go out there. Number 3, Jesse Lingard. Now this is one that a lot of people probably will know, but it's still an interesting one to cover. Jesse Lingard came through at Manchester United in 2011. In 2012 he took a loan to Leicester City, in 2013 he took a loan to Birmingham, in 2014 he took a 6-month loan to Brighton, and then in 2015 he took a 6-month loan to Derby. From that point on, he was actually quite a staple in the Manchester United team, playing over 200 games for them. However, in 2021 he would take a loan move to West Ham after he sort of fell out of the Manchester United team, and when he went out to West Ham, we've seen maybe the best of Jesse Lingard's career. He was sensational at West Ham. The season after he came back and was put back into the Manchester United team, but could never really hold down a place, and towards the end of the season wasn't really playing much. Now, West Ham were interested in taking Jesse Lingard back to the club. However, in typical Lingard fashion, he made probably the worst decision he possibly could, and his attitude got the better of him. Leaving Manchester United on a free, instead of choosing to go back to West Ham, he decided to become a very highly paid player at newly promoted Nottingham Forest.
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit. You think you're so high and mighty. You're literally comparing yourself to a god. Whereas you're far from it.
He was never able to live up to the expectations that would come with that higher wage and the importance that Forest needed him to be. So he would leave Forest in June 2023 and wouldn't sign for another team until February 2024, where he would sign for South Korean side FC Seoul. As of now, he scored 4 goals in 19 games. Nothing special for him, and to be honest, at 31, you would probably hope that Lingard had more of a career in Europe in him. Number 4, Julian Draxler. Julian Draxler was probably the original player to the Kai Havertz and Florian Wirtz profile. A really tall German attacking mid coming through at a mid-table team, we'll say. In 2011 he came through at Schalke and stayed there until 2015, where he made the move to Wolfsburg. Halfway through his second season he got his big move to PSG. He would stay there until 2022, where he would take a year loan at Benfica. He would then return to PSG and leave the same year, and at 30 years of age he is still going out in the Qatari league for Al Ahly. And to be honest, you can't really fault him, because out there he is actually showing his class. As of right now, he's played 18 games and scored 11 goals, also picking up 8 assists. Probably still a lot left in Julian Draxler. He's only just turned 31 years of age, but another one who you can't really fault for going out there at that stage of their career. Number 5, Jose Fonte. Okay, this is going to be a pretty tricky one to explain. Jose Fonte made his debut in 2005 and in 2024 is still going. Let's just look at him from when he started in English football. In 2007 he made a free transfer to Crystal Palace. He would stay there for 3 years before he would move to Southampton in 2010, and during the peak of Southampton's brilliance throughout their stages of the Premier League. He would play nearly 300 games for the club before in 2017 he would leave to sign for West Ham. Wouldn't really work out for him there though, he only played 24 times for the club, and then in February 2018 he would leave to go out to China. However, just as quickly as he left West Ham, he left China. In the same year, he would return to European football on a free transfer to sign for Lille, where he would go on to again play nearly 200 games for the club. Across a 5-year period, he also won the league title with Lille. In 2023, he made a free transfer to Braga. And now in 2024, he's made another free transfer to Casa Pia. So at 40 years of age, he's still playing in the Portuguese top flight. Number 6, Juan Mata. Juan Mata came through in Real Madrid's academy before signing for Valencia on a free transfer where he was fantastic for them. In 2011 he would sign for Chelsea. He'd go on to make over 135 appearances, win the Champions League and be named the club's player of the season for 2 of those years. In 2014 Jose Mourinho would effectively kick him to the curb and sell him to Manchester United. He would play 285 times for Manchester United before leaving in 2022, 8 years after he signed, on a free transfer to Galatasaray. He would spend 1 year there before leaving to Japan to sign for Vissel Kobe, the same team that Andres Iniesta and David Villa have signed for. And at this point now in 2024, he's actually just moved out to Australia to sign for Western Sydney Wanderers. He's yet to play a game for them though, but at 36 years of age, Juan Mata is still going. Number 7, Joe Lolley. Can anyone remember Nottingham Forest before they came up to the Premier League? Who was their best player? For me, it was Joe Lolley. Joe Lolley came through at Kidderminster before signing for Huddersfield. He took loans at Scunthorpe. He'd go on to play over 60 times for Huddersfield before signing for Nottingham Forest in 2018. He'd spend 4 years there. As I said, he'd be one of, if not Forest's best player during that period of time. He'd play over 170 games for the club before leaving in August 2022. However, at 32 years of age, he is still playing, but he's also out in Australia playing for Sydney FC. And to be honest, last season for them, he was absolutely brilliant. 33 appearances resulted in 13 goals and 13 assists. So at 32 years of age, Joe Lolley is still going. Number 8, Douglas Costa. Douglas Costa, if you think about it, has actually got a very, very, very interesting career path. In 2008, he made his debut coming through at Grêmio. In 2010, he would make a permanent move to Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. He'd play over 200 times for the outfit across a 5-year period before signing for Bayern Munich in 2015. In 2017 he would leave to take a year's loan at Juventus before signing permanently in 2018. And then in 2020 he would go back to Bayern Munich on loan, however they would choose not to sign him again permanently. In 2021 he would go back to Brazil to take a loan at Grêmio, his hometown club. And then in 2022 he would sign for LA Galaxy. He would spend the second half of the 2022 season and all of the 2023 season at LA Galaxy. And then in January 2024 he would leave to again go back to Brazil to play for Fluminense. And then in August of this year he has again moved out to Australia to be Joe Lolley's teammate at Sydney FC. Who would have thought that these guys would go on to be teammates in 2018 when one was playing for Juventus and the other Nottingham Forest? Number 9, Manuel Lanzini. Another really interesting career path, to be honest, from Manuel Lanzini. He made his debut in 2010 for River Plate before taking a loan move to Brazil to play for Fluminense. In 2012 he'd go back to River Plate and play for them for 2 years more, before moving out to the Emirates before it was trendy to play for Al Jazeera, the same team that Mohamed Elneny is now playing for. He'd spend a year at Al Jazeera before going on loan to West Ham in 2015. In 2016 they would choose to sign him permanently, and he would remain at the club until 2023, making over 200 appearances for them. In August 2023 he would leave West Ham on a free transfer to go back to River Plate, but as of today he is still playing for River Plate at 31 years of age. Manuel Lanzini was a great player in his prime at West Ham, but unfortunately he was another player who was kind of ruined by injuries. And number 10, Victor Moses. To be honest, the inspiration for this video. But in 2024 Victor Moses is still going. In 2007 he came through at Crystal Palace, before in 2010 he would make a move to Wigan Athletic. Across those 2 years, he would play 80 games, and that would earn him a move to Chelsea. He spent a year there playing quite well before getting a year's loan move to Liverpool. Going back to Chelsea, would then get a year's loan to Stoke. Then going back to Chelsea and getting a year's loan to West Ham. And then across a 3-year period, Victor Moses would be very, very influential with Chelsea and would actually win the Premier League, playing almost every game at right back. In 2019, however, the loan move started again. Fenerbahce was the next destination. In 2020, it was Inter Milan. And then again in 2020, the later stages of 2020, it would be Spartak Moscow, who in 2021 he would go on to sign permanently for. And as of September 2024, as a free agent, he has just signed for Championship side Luton Town. So that's 10 players that I bet you didn't know all 10 of those were still playing. Hope some of those did surprise you. Some of them were a bit more obvious than others. I feel like everyone across the last few weeks has heard about Victor Moses' move to Luton Town, and most people probably will know Jesse Lingard still playing. But I feel like I'll have definitely caught some of you out with a lot of those players. I mean, I didn't know that some of them were still playing. Just want to say a thank you to everyone who's made it this far into the video. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It really helps me out. And I'll see everybody in the next video.